Somewhere I respectfully disagree with your point when it comes to sleep. Whenever we go for a cat nap, what happens sometimes I am unable to sleep at night. That point of
Oh,
time, I only toss and turn in the bed.
to connect with you here. It's been wonderful. Hope the Sunday is going great for you so far.
Yes, I would say it was not bad.
Hmm.
I had some commitments. I
Okay.
did go for them, and I had some conversations too. I did have
Okay.
those conversations, and after that, whenever it is about Sunday, on
Okay.
Sunday, I like to have uh, delicious food, delicious breakfast, I would say.
Oh, great. So it's full of, like, you'll be still in the hangover, I guess. The amount of food that you have. It's good that you actually, take the time to smell the roses, like what
Mhm.
you want to eat. It's always good to stop and smell the roses, right?
Now, I would say yes, I'm famished again. I'm going to have some snacks after the call.
Okay, great. So you are more of health conscious, it seems.
Yes, I am, but when it comes to Sunday,
Uh-huh.
I like to have some cheat days where I can have greasy food. Not much.
Oh,
When it comes to greasy food, I do eat like them a bird.
but I don't think you are more of a gym person. Uh, I guess you hardly have time to hit the gym, right?
Right, sir, right. Actually, what I do exercise at home. I have a skipping rope. I do use that. Apart from this, I go for jumping and I do exercises which can be done at home. I don't have much space. I don't need even much space for that. I go for exercise for more or less 40 minutes every day. So that's how I try to stay in a good shape.
Yeah, actually, I believe in it's not that only you need to spend hours at gym to make you feel better. It's always good, even a workout of 15 minutes with your heart and soul into it. It will definitely give you that sense of fulfillment, right? That you are progressing day by day.
According to me, what I more focus on is your diet. If you take a
Uh,
good diet, it really matters. If you are on a
any,
right diet and whatever you eat, or I think you will not gain weight because of your diet. There are some people they do exercise, but
yeah,
they are always bulky, they are always fat.
but the reason I believe the reason for that is they do all the workouts in the morning with their body. In the evening, they do all their workouts with their mouth, eating so much of food.
Yes,
That equates actually the it balances out the things, right? It
it does.
nullifies what you do. Whatever you do in the morning actually gets nullified by the evening. The amount
Hmm.
of food they take, junk food, that too. That's really a little bit hard to understand why people do that, but not everyone. Because these days people are more health conscious because you never know which way you're going to get, ill health. So you never know. You got to be absolutely, uh, quite be with your schedule in terms of maintaining your fitness is so important.
Yes, sir. What about you, sir? How you stay fit? What about your diet? Or do you have any exercises that you do on a regular basis, or you do them weekly, once a month?
To be honest, I'm not more of a health conscious. I just go with the flow. But what I believe in, I want to join the 5 a.m. club, which I've been trying for so hard for so many years now. But I'm yet to hit the target. My goal is to first get up early in the morning because when
Mhm.
you wake up and get up early in the morning, it gives you a lot of energy so that you can plan your day accordingly and you can do a lot. It will do you a lot of wonders, right? So many things, least destructive. That's what I don't do any exercise as such. And it's not to create sympathy. Matter of fact, I'm a different label, but I still do whatever little I can do to keep myself fit in terms of, at least mobility should be good. That's what I feel. I should be in a position that I am not depending on anyone for each and every basic steps. So I just take care of myself and make sure that whatever help I can do with to my mom, I do it. That gives me a lot of confidence.
Hmm.
So that
That
way,
is. Mm-hmm.
I'm just I'm just finding my way of doing things. I'm not too much worried about hitting the gym or doing all the regular exercises people do. I'm not kind of a person who want to be in someone else's shoe. I know my limitations, and I just work with whatever I have. I always feel so blessed. I count on my blessings rather than something which I don't have.
Yes, I thoroughly agree with you. What I personally feel is walking or running can be the best way to stay fit. If you go for a morning walk at least for 15 minutes, it will do everything. If
Okay.
you are energized or if you have that stamina to run, you can go for running. Running will help you get rid of so many diseases.
Yeah, sure. How many
Yes.
hours of sleep do you feel comfortable with? Like sleep is the most important aspect of our daily life, right? Because most people, just for the sake of trying to flex their muscles, showing that I'm a more of a workaholic, I'm more of this, doing this, doing that. They tend to forget that sleep is the biggest aspect of life, daily life. So, how many hours do you sleep consciously? Consciously, in the sense you take enough time for sleep.
Talking about my sleep, I would say I usually sleep 6 hours a day.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Hmm. But sometimes I'm disturbed in the middle of the night, and I am never ever in a deep sleep. If somebody is at the door, if something happens, I am awakened by that. So
Oh,
yes, if you have some sound sleep, even for 2 hours, that is more than enough. But if
oh,
you sleep for 7 hours a day, 8 hours a day, during that, if you are disturbed or if you are woken up, I think that is not worth sleeping. Somewhere you are going to have sleep deprivation. And because of this, we are annoyed. We feel
okay.
something is missing and we look for getting more sleep. That is not
Correct.
possible somewhere.
Do you take siesta in the afternoon? You know siesta, right?
I do know. Yes,
Okay.
I it depends. If I have some free time on my hand, I go for the siesta. If I don't go for it. But I'm fond of it.
Okay. On the lighter side, generally during fiestas, we don't get siesta. So it's always better to, whenever we get time, it's better to have automatically. It depends on the climate as well. The climate will force you to take a nap in the afternoon. Afternoon nap, light nap for 15-20 minutes is always good. It'll
Mhm.
it'll take you out of the world and you can refresh yourself, bring you back to normal. Fresh air after having a sleep of like a nap. It can't be called a sleep, just a short nap for 15-20 minutes. Then if you walk in the open air, that will give you a lot of sense of freshness, so that you can get back to your work after around the 3 o'clock. Like that, you can easily get back to your business, doing all the stuff.
Right. Talking about myself, whenever I have a cat nap, I don't see those changes in me. I don't see any
Okay.
changes. What happens is even I feel my body aches much, or whenever I get up after taking a cat nap, because there is a lot
Oh,
of pain. For me, I think whenever we try to hit the sack or whenever we try to sleep in the afternoon, that point of time we need to sleep at least for an hour. If we sleep for
okay.
an hour, I think that is enough. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about this from my perspective, what I have experienced. What I do, I generally go for this. After 40
Mhm.
minutes or after 30 minutes, my alarm goes off. Whenever it goes
Oh,
off, it yes, it tells me I must wake up. And
okay.
I still need 10 more minutes to be energized, to be in that shape, in that form. Okay, now I can continue working. I need a glass of water after that. If I have some horrible dreams, then then the scenario is different. What
Oh,
about you, sir? That do you go for the siesta?
yeah, obviously. Without which I cannot survive. Like at least,
Okay.
yeah, even if I'm not doing it consciously, a subconscious mind will take me to bed.
Mm.
I feel it's a strong point as well. Because that gives me some purpose that it's important that you give your body enough rest in between. It's pretty much like a mobile getting hanged when it's running too fast, right? It's always good to do a reset every now and then, so that it will work even much faster than it's what it is. But the beautiful best thing for me is when I get up in the morning, I do few routines, which really makes me feel some person waking up every day. Like once I get up in the morning, I make sure that I give myself 5 minutes of gratitude message to the universe. I mean, I think 80% of people do that, but some don't believe in it. It's their own perspective. What I do actually, I just thank God with one single sentence every day. I will never forget. First thing I get up in the morning, I do that. I just take a breather for 5 minutes and then take 3 glasses of water, then
Okay.
refresh myself. I'm more of a coffee buff. So I take first I may myself make the coffee in the morning. Like the smell of the coffee really gives me a lot of something push up.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much like doing push up for me. Taking a cup of coffee with the smell itself make me feel like that. Okay, I'm up for something great. So I take a coffee and then 5:45 in the morning I take a book. I have a lot of book collection. So I pick one book, make sure that the genre is quite up to the mood, inspiring to read first thing in the morning. I read for some 45 minutes till 6:30, and then I'll just do a light walk, like for some 10 minutes, narrating whatever I consumed while reading myself to make sure that I don't forget what I have this habit of whatever I consume, I just take down few points. Okay, I will just make my own opinions on them in the
Mm.
form of writing.
Right.
After some time, I just speak out my mind on whatever I've written. So
Mm-hmm.
it's literally helped me to cover up all the basis of language learning.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to do anything except what I'm trying to emphasize here is it's pretty much like muscle memory. These things are driven by muscle memory. So this is how my day goes every day, and I am enjoying it every bit of it. No complaints as of now.
Yes.
It's pretty
Remarkable.
important.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It
pretty
is really
important that
remarkable. Mm-hmm.
see the first point of success to me is always love yourself. Otherwise, if you don't love yourself, nobody else can, right?
Right, sir.
I believe in see, even if you do self criticism, it should be constructive enough for you to move forward. It's okay because you already have people downpouring on you a lot of criticism. So why you have to do it on your own again? You are the only one in the world to support yourself. So I back myself to the fullest. Every time when I feel go down and out, I always listen to one quote from the legendary Les Brown, who says, "Someone's opinion on you need not be your reality." So I believe in that quote. Every day, without fail, I read first thing in the morning.
That is really,
I,
yes, astonishing to know. What I feel, that is the best way to commit things to memory. If you don't commit those things to memory, I think you will feel okay. You have a short memory, or you will feel your mind goes blank at times. Whatever we
correct.
learn, whatever we do, I do the same, sir. These days I'm not into reading much. Whenever I read an article, what I do, I rephrase it in my own words. I tell the story. What I read, I tell, okay, that person went there, this or that particular thing happened. Depending on the tense I want to use. I think
Okay.
that is the best way to memorize things, or to be the best when it comes to English. Somewhere I respectfully disagree with your point when it comes to sleep. Whenever we go for a cat nap, what happens sometimes, I am unable to sleep at night. That point of
Oh,
time I only toss and turn in the bed, and I'm not able to sleep, because when you have that sleep in the afternoon, when you have the siesta, somewhere your mind says, okay, you are not tired. If you are not dead tired, I don't feel we can hit the sick. It should be like the moment you hit the pillow, you should be asleep. So for
oh.
me, it doesn't happen. One more thing is there, somewhere I feel it is completely like a disease. Something will always bother you. Your subconscious mind will certainly tell you, Sunil, you have not slept today, so something is missing, you must sleep. And I used to do that, sir. Whenever I got
Oh.
time, even I wanted to go out, I wanted to do something, so I procrastinated all the things because of that sleep. I I used to be addicted to getting proper sleep.
See, like you said, one thing I'm perfectly with you. If you
Hmm.
are quite comfortable, at least sleeping tight in the night, okay, even for 6 to 7 hours, it's okay. It's pretty much okay. It's totally depends on the body clock, how it works. It's not a kind of a one size fits all. So it's a different thing. But
Right.
if you feel like that having sound sleep in the night is good thing for you, if you feel that way, it's better to follow the something which suits you, right? There's nothing wrong in it as long as you are feel okay. The next day you should wake up in such a way that okay, fine, I had a great sleep. That is so important. I'm ready to roar up again for the hectic day in the store. So that's how it should
Hmm.
be. It's good actually. See, cat and the siesta, even some countries, it's been diligently followed.
Hmm.
In Spain, countries like Spain, Norway, those Western countries, they follow this diligently. Even they shut down all the offices and shops for 2 hours in the
Right,
afternoon
sir.
to make sure that everybody get enough rest in the noon, for them
Hmm.
to survive in the latter part of the day.
Hmm.
It totally depends. Like I said, it also depends on the climate of the country. It's nothing to do with the person itself. So it's a lot of parameters, a lot of external factors involved in it. So it's okay, nothing to worry. As long as you feel comfortable, that is more important, right?
Right, right. But yes, this is something I wanted to share. And I would also like to say a few words about others. When it comes to Indians, I think we are always considered more diligent than others. So I don't
Okay.
feel we need it much. Having said that, the lifestyle has entirely changed. Now we are very much into screening, we are very much into social media. When we are into social media, at that point of time, physically we are not tired, mentally we are tired. I feel this because most of the time people devote most of their precious time to their mobile phones or to television and so on. So that's how I think we feel, okay, I am fatigued, I must get some sleep to feel better, to feel rejuvenated. So that's how it
Okay.
begins. Talking about farmers, talking about people, those who are working professionals, I don't feel they really get time, especially when you are married. You have a lot of things on your plate and you are really occupied with a great many things. So it
Correct.
depends, sir. I agree with you that I also heard something about Japan or North Korea or South Korea. Even during their school days, whenever children are at school, that point of time they just take a breather for half an
Okay.
hour, I guess, and that's how they feel rejuvenated, and that's how they feel vital. Yes.
Yeah. Again, yeah. Like you got to go by how it like how you feel mood. Actually, sleeping pattern is associated with the mood swing as well, right?
Agree,
Like you
sir.
said, for you, you feel like that I should feel tired enough to get to sleep,
Mhm.
right? Actually, one way that is very good actually because you are not. you're not forcing yourself to sleep, but your body and mind, requesting you to take sleep. That is even better actually. That way
Mhm.
you will get sound sleep and good health as well. That's okay. That's fine. Fair enough.
Yes, yes.
So, what's your hobby? How do you feel like, this journey of language learning, or even I think by the time you already learned so many things, how do you feel like interacting with different people from different walks of life? Have you found anyone quite interesting in terms of learning something from them?
Yes, I would say all and sundry is
Hmm.
unique. I always get to learn so many things from these people. Everyone teaches me something, sir. And every day I feel I make a couple of mistakes. There is a reason behind it. Whenever I make a couple of mistakes, I always do experiments with myself. I always try something which people don't use journally. I always
Okay.
use different words, different structures, and I take it as a new challenge. So
Okay.
that's how I think I learn. Every day I feel I amass something new, and this is going to be a lifelong journey, lifelong learning. Every day I learn something, every day I forget, every day I bring it to my day to day conversation. Whatever I learn, I'm very particular about it, be it
Okay.
grammar, be it any sentence structures, be it anything. If I learn any life lessons, what I generally do is I bring them in my conversation. That's how I'm able to etch that particular thing in my memory.
Oh, that's great. Fantastic.
Yes. And talking about, sir, this language, I think this language is really so beautiful. It has given me an identity. Because of this
Uh,
language, I'm known to some people. Sometimes when I go out, it has happened, sir. Once I was out of doors, once I was on my way to metro station. All of a sudden, a person stopped me, and I was taken aback that I was not aware who that person was. And then he told me that I have seen you somewhere, and believe me, at that point of time, I was elated. Okay, people know me like that.
uh,
So that is the best way,
yeah.
and it is only happening, sir, because of English. And I'm fortunate. It is completely a privilege to have you on my conversation or to have you on my channel. So it is just because of this language, and I feel so confident, sir. Above all,
That's
wherever I go, I can talk to anyone, whether they are engineers, doctors, highly educated people. Because earlier it used to be it used to be a barrier. Whenever out when I whenever I saw highly educated people, I used to have butterflies in my stomach. I thought, okay, they would only do one thing. They would start speaking in English, and how would you manage? How would you answer? And it
okay.
really happens, sir. Mostly educated people, this is their style of suppressing or oppressing people. They when they want to have their says, what they do, they
Uh,
just they always say this. Yes, sir.
yeah, the moment you start showing them your vulnerability, they'll
Right,
make you feel like dumping you for no reason. They
right, sir.
will
Right,
take they will take things for granted that as if you don't know anything, right?
right, sir. Right.
But I will suggest you one thing, Sunil.
Yes,
It's not that kind of an advice, but what I believe in, you don't need to flex your muscles all the time to prove someone to something, right? You know who you are.
right,
You
sir.
only told me just now that because of this beautiful language which got you somewhere you wouldn't have imagined, right?
Right, sir.
But thanks to the technology that we have today, we are able to reach even not within a country. We are able to across time zones. We are able to connect with people, right?
Right,
That's
sir.
a technology. No, we are in a digital era where, but only on the flip side, you need to be quite conscious of, uh, I mean, your health again as well.
Hmm.
Just for the sake of connecting, we misunderstood the concept of staying connected. It doesn't mean that you need to be stay connected for 24 hours, right? What I'm trying to emphasize here, you schedule your own time. You fix people. You fix. Try to find like-minded people. That is most important. The best possible way to give yourself confidence and grow up the ladder is to first find like-minded people, and more importantly, find a mentor in your area of interest.
Right, sir.
mentor is so important. So many people ignore this factor because they have this uncanny knack of being there, done that. That's what experience is all about,
Right.
right? Nothing can substitute a good amount of experience. But even after getting a mentor, I would suggest you should follow your mentor only 75%. What you need to take from them is the method, strategies, whatever uh, I mean, assistance that you can get from them. But at the end of the day, it's important for you to put in your 25% of heart and soul into it. Otherwise, it's really difficult to execute whatever you have learned. But on that note, it's great that your passion towards the language took you somewhere that you hardly would have imagined some 5 years back. It's great to know that I can see from your face that expression that how you enjoying your journey of being in the process of getting connected to people. It's great. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Beautifully explained. I do have big dreams. I want to be known as an accomplished English teacher. And for that, I am working harder. I
Mhm.
also want to have a sound knowledge of English. In order
Oh,
to have a sound knowledge of English, you have to hit the books as much as possible. This is what I do.
exactly.
Yes,
That's what I was about to ask you. What kind of books you read? But I believe in the conversation earlier you said like you are not more of an avid reader. So I just thought of skipping that question. Otherwise, I would have asked you that only. Because I always believe in books and music are the best companion one can have in their life.
right, sir. Yes.
Okay,
And
fine. Go ahead.
I have always followed one thing: books and friends should be few but good. Talking about books, what I usually read are that those books are about grammar lessons. I'm not into any literature reading. So I
Okay.
go for that. I go for grammar rules. So part of speeches or whatever is required. Deep down, I want to train people for competitive examinations.
Okay.
So for that, I do that. If I have some leisure time, that point of time, I love reading a newspaper. It
Uh-huh.
literally gives me a considerable a considerable amount of pleasure. And yes,
Great.
this is what I do. And I'm so confident. So this is
No, I
you
can.
you are absolutely correct, sir, that we should not get the validation from others. And I never ever do that. I never ever flaunt whatever I have. It entirely relies on people. If
See
they do
what.
start, sir, I never ever stay back. If somebody starts, that point of time, I get that push. Because what happens is when you start yourself first, somewhere you demonstrate, okay, you know this language that another person doesn't. So that point of time, then I get an opportunity and then I let people know. It has happened, sir. Last time, what happened, I sent somebody an email for the conversation. I don't want to reveal her name. She took me for granted because she did a conversation with a handful of YouTubers. So they must have been equal to her. Her experience was not good with them. But when she had a conversation with me, she was literally shell shocked because
Uh-huh.
you can't judge a person by his or her messages or whatever it is. So she was really happy. I also got that feedback and I also learned something. I'm going to learn from you. I usually learn from my mistakes or from myself. Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 100% with you. But that's what I'm saying. No, when you're on the learning process, you should be able to embrace few inevitables.
Right, sir.
Okay. Life is all about. It's not a gyan I'm going to give you. I'm just I'm just trying to whatever convey whatever I experience myself,
Right.
learn things I actually focus on whenever I'm on learning something new. It's
Hmm.
important. You should be able to embrace these four inevitables. Number one, blunders. Number two, impassions. Number three, imperfection. Number four, self doubt. All these things are quite common in the process of learning something new. And moreover, we are not alone. The first thing you got to keep in your mind whenever you are venturing into something you've never been before, first thing should tick your mind is you are not alone. because we all, the self-doubt creeps in when you start feeling I'm lagging behind others, right? That's the first thing you should stop. There are thousands and millions are there facing the same problem. Then you will not find, we Indians have that mindset of that, okay, fine. If 10 people are having particular skills, I also need to have that skill only.
Right,
Right.
sir.
Only those who are able to make the difference, I mean, find the way to create a difference, will be standout performer. So that is where the value creation plays a big part, I believe in. Even on YouTube, I always, whoever I spoke with so far with my conversations, I always emphasize the fact, whenever it's not that you're creating content on your channel, it's more of a value creation. Okay, content will automatically flow once you start focusing on the value part. So obviously, people know you just because of the value that you create to them, right? Nobody, if see, for example, if you are making a presentation on something, you can do all the preppings that you want to do before entering the presentation hall. It's 100% on yourself only before entering the presentation hall. But once you hit the hall, it should not be about you. It should be about your audience.
Right, sir.
Okay, what you need to focus on, if at the end of the presentation, so if someone come to tell you that you dressed well, you smiled well, your physical appearance well, that is not a takeaway that you are going to give your audience. They should come and tell you that this is one key takeaway which will really, I feel, will help me a great deal in progressing well in my daily life. That is the absolute value that you're going to create for your audience in the presentation. What I'm trying to put it in a nutshell, in all brevity, it's all about value, value, value. That's the
Right, sir.
only thing which can take you to places. I believe in.
Right, sir. Right. And I do have a few things in me that, which really set me apart from others,
Okay.
and I follow that. I am not going to follow the herd. I always go against
Ah,
the flow. And whenever I speak, I make sure that I'm not going to imitate. I might imitate the style of communicating with people. What I want to say is, if I cut a long story short, it means people also make conversational videos, so do I. But my style is thoroughly different. And I have noticed, and I always take a note, whenever I make videos, if I have 150 videos, you are going to get at least 300 new words or more than that. So in my every
absolutely.
video I have done that, and somewhere for me that I'm utterly satisfied with my work, and I know that sooner or later I'm going to thrive in my career. And yes, the day is not very far, so somewhere I'm satisfied. I don't need anyone's validation, or I know that what my level is, what I do. But I'm open to learning new things. There is always room for improvement. I do make mistakes, and if there is something good to learn, I take it openly, happily. But rest of the things, yes.
Yeah, that's what I say, bro. There is nothing called perfection in this world, right?
That's right.
And moreover, when it comes to language in particular, first basic funda one need to understand. Other than your mother tongue, everything is absolutely new to you. So you can never be a native speaker of any language for that matter. The first rule we need to understand when it comes to language proficiency. People make that mistake of, oh no, wanting to achieve to be a native speaker. That can't happen. That will not
Right, sir.
happen. So what we can do at the most is, at least we can feel that no, we are flawless. We are not misguiding someone just for the sake of proving our excellence, right?
Mhm.
It's not about, again, I'm emphasizing the fact that flexing your muscles not going to take you places. It's more
Right, sir.
about what you do with whatever little you have. That's why players like, you watch cricket. Do you follow cricket?
A bit, sir, not much.
Okay, I just want to put an example, nothing much. Sachin Tendulkar opened the innings, right? But Mahendra Singh Dhoni come at number six, but still these both are great players in their own way, right?
Right, right, sir.
What I'm trying to figure out here is, You need to know your strengths. You don't need to be in someone else's shoe to prove who you are. You just, like you said, what you're doing is absolutely correct. You know who you are. You don't need to prove anyone who you are. Your actions obviously will speak volume for your ability.
Right.
So it's good that you know your audience, what to do, what is your strengths and weakness, and you're just working on it every day. That's more than enough to be successful.
Right. 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 So, yes, I'm certainly going to cherish this conversation. I'm certainly going to bear all the things, beautiful things in mind, whatever I'm taught or whatever I got from you.
Yeah,
So,
obviously. I love learning things from people as well. Sharing
so
their
do I.
experience is so great.
Yes, so do I.
Okay, Sunil, thanks for your valuable
Okay,
time
thank you
here.
so much, sir. Bye.
Hopefully, we should connect with next time with some more laughter.
Certainly, sir. Okay, thank you so much. Bye, sir. Take care.
See you, bro. Bye. Bye bye.